Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Sonic 06 with Chaos Counseling. Yep, I'm still doing this. I was on the fence about whether or not I was going to do the usual stream this morning, since we have our sponsored stream this afternoon, and I did ultimately decide, no, I do still want to keep my schedule somewhat regular, but yes, just as a reminder, this afternoon at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, we are doing our sponsored stream, and Flays will be joining us, so don't miss that. In the meantime, I'm only 7% through this. Let's go. Let's just jump back into it. Find the Iblis trigger. Now that we've played through the entirety of Sonic's story, with us completely unaware with what's actually going on at the moment, let's start getting some revelations and stuff. Anyway.
The Iblis trigger. Where is he? First, I need to gather information.
Okay, if this were Shadow, we would just pull a gun on people and say, "Where are these Iblis trigger going?" Okay, now just the way that woman responded, I could just totally see Silver walking up. "Hey, how's it going? Nice weather. Have you seen the Iblis trigger?" Like, what the fuck is an Iblis trigger, you moron? You're an idiot. You should be ashamed of yourself. And I'm going to judge you. Harshly. Oh, hold on. I don't remember seeing someone at the top, talking to someone at the top of the stairs. Hey. I know that Silver is a little slower in order to facilitate his ESP playthrough, but it does make running through these overworld areas a lot less enjoyable. I mean, and again, that's not really a complaint per se, because if you're gonna have different characters, have them feel a little different, you know? I don't know. I don't fully 100% know the best way of making, you know, 4 hedgehogs who are meant to all be relatively fast. You know, a good proper way to make them play differently, if you know what I mean. Especially since back in Sonic Adventure 2, outside of the animations, you know, Sonic and Shadow didn't really play all that differently. Which was fine, because it was meant to be a team, you know, 3 character, you know, total of 6 characters, each with an opposite, you know, playing off each other. But this is supposed to be, it's like, okay, this is 3 super distinct campaigns and playstyles. And again, I'm not really 100% sure how they're going to make Shadow work in this game. Sorry. Hey. Yeah, okay, let's head into town. Maybe that's where I gotta go. Because, you know, in a weird way, we make fun of the gun. Like, we really do. But especially given that the Forces brought back a gun in the form of the Wispin, which I felt could have been made to work with some tweaking. That
I shouldn't go over there just yet.
If you say so. That could have been a way to make Shadow's gameplay a bit more distinct, you know? Again, we make fun of it because it was edgy, and let's be real, it kind of was. But I'm like, it could have been made to work, I think, if they had just reworked it a little. That whole game's tone. I would argue the tone of that game was the real issue. Because I get it, Shadow is edgy. Like, there's a reason why a lot of people... Well, okay, that's the problem, is that when Shadow is done well, he isn't an edgelord. But when he's done bad, he is such an edgelord, it's comical. Like, there's a reason why I really hated Shadow for years. Hell, I would argue it wasn't until the movie came out that I actually really turned around on the idea of Shadow. Because I realized, I'm like, okay, no, he is not inherently an edgelord. Well, okay, yeah, he does have an edgy backstory, but that does not, in and of itself, like, instantaneously make him an obnoxious, overly broody edgelord. It makes him an overly broody character with layers.
Good.
But I'm just... I mean, because so far, and again, I know that Knuckles was added as a playable character in Frontiers, but I didn't play that. I freely admit, as much as I love Knuckles, and as much as I did enjoy Knuckles' gameplay as a kid, at least Sonic Adventure 2's gameplay with Knuckles as a kid, I can admit it's not great. And Knuckles played like shit in this game. Granted, I would chalk that a bit more up to just the shoddy hit detection with his moves, as well as just what the hell was that climbing animation. But I've yet to actually play a 3D Sonic game that's not Sonic Heroes. I don't fully count Sonic Heroes simply due to the fact that you're playing as a team. So it's not just gameplay solely dedicated to Knuckles. But I've yet to actually play a game with Knuckles that I think has gameplay that fully complements everything Knuckles can do, you know? And I really hope we get that someday, you know? Because, again, Knuckles, I think... Oh, Knuckles is one of my favorite Sonic characters, if not my favorite Sonic character. There are some days where I go back and forth, like... There are some days where I think I do like Espio a little better, or... Again, I'm probably a contrarian. I really like Infinite as a bad guy, not as a protagonist or whatever. In fact, I actually really like Chaos. I think Chaos might be my favorite.
This is the mirror of Soriana. It will...
Yeah, I think Chaos may be my favorite Sonic villain. But... Sorry, I'm gonna just open my drink. Okay. Now the actual gameplay begins. Excuse me.
It looks like this Lotus will help me jump, based on how long I charge my psychokinesis.
I don't strictly mind that as a mechanic. I don't love it because, oh, right, that button. Just because I many ways kind of feel like it just further slows the gameplay down a little bit, since it's basically a bumper pad but with more steps to it. But on the flip side, I suppose, if you had to, like, you absolutely 100%
If you
had
use
to.
your psychokinesis on the middle of the log, it will move back and forth. Use it to destroy walls and roll balls.
Like, if this is absolutely how, like, you absolutely had to play the game like this, it's, or, like, again, if it absolutely had to be done this way, that is an interesting way of giving Silver something unique, you know? Now, again, I don't strictly think it's better than just, you know, having a bounce pad, you know? Like I said, if you had to do it, like, if this is absolutely 100% how you had to, like, you had to have gameplay like this, I think that's actually an okay way of doing that. Okay, you know what? I might hot take here, but so far I'm actually kind of enjoying this a little better than Sonic's levels. I mean, I still hate the fact that Silver doesn't really have a way to just to attack normally. Like, he has to pick things up. But I mean, like, in terms of, like, the level structure itself, I'm kind of enjoying Silver's slower gameplay, you know? It feels more like his levels might be designed to, like, a little closer to, like, a ukulele level, but in kind of like a linear corridor. So there is kind of like the stop, take your time, look around, which is a lot more my speed. So again, I've had a soft spot for Sonic ever since I played, you know, Sonic Adventure 2. That was, yes, I played some of the Genesis games, but I never loved any of the Genesis games. But Sonic Adventure 2, that was really, really how I got introduced to the Sonic franchise. But
Use the food that's all around you to call the turtle.
how exactly? How? Like, I'm serious, how? I don't know if this was intentional, but this guy reminds me of the turtle from Dry Lagoon. Yeah, again, this is probably heresy for me saying, but yeah, I think so far I may actually be enjoying Silver's gameplay a little better than Sonic's. Again, other than the fact that Silver does not have a dedicated attack. That does annoy me. Like, on paper, with some fine-tuning, I could probably really get into this game quickly. Like I said, I am kind of enjoying the more slower pace that Silver has versus Sonic, especially in a game just this broken, you know? Show me the way. See Torterra. I'm just saying that 'cause it's got the mobs on it. Granted, I'm like pretty sure that's kind of meant to be like a reference to the turtle with the world on its back. Oh my god. Fine, fine. Oh shit. Cocksucker. Alright, fine. One side. Oh dear. Look on the right side of the screen. That turtle off in the distance. It's clipping in and out of existence. Did someone get it? Okay, it's doing okay now, but that thing really could have used like a hug or something. Okay, I can grab their discs and roll back. Okay. Well, I knew I could kill that thing. Oh, sorry, Muffin. I didn't notice you. Ironic that you've got Stockholm syndrome when I'm from the country where Stockholm is the capital city. That's funny. Hi, Muffin. How you doing? It is good to see ya. Again, ironically enough, despite me hearing horror stories about Silver's campaign, due to, well, then again, I haven't gotten to the ball rolling yet. It's like, the ball rolling is the thing everyone is like, be afraid, be very afraid. Oh, shit. And I don't have any rings. 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 I don't have any rings.
I wish I could go up.
I still don't have any rings. I still don't have any rings. I still don't have any rings. But again, the ball rolling is the thing that I've heard the most. Let's see. Good. Just arrived. That's okay. You didn't miss me. Okay, that's cool. Good. But again, despite all the horror stories I've heard about Silver's campaign, I'm actually hating it a lot less than Sonic's. I don't have any rings, and panic is a common thing for Sonic players. Oh, very true. I don't have any rings is the mantra of a panic Sonic player. Again, I really mean it that ironically, I am kind of enjoying this slower gameplay loop a little better. Which, again, I know is heresy for a Sonic game, but I don't feel like this is the way forward. I think I technically backtracked a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, that is one thing that is maybe going to hold this back a hair, is because of the more... Oh, but I don't feel like I can get back that way. I just kind of, like, the issue is that this design is a little too open-ended for its own good, that I'm not 100% sure what the intended way forward is, if you know what I mean. Over here, perhaps? Here, let's give it a shot. Let's see. Maybe? Maybe? Let's see. I mean, it's more unique. The slower it isn't bad, but a lot of people just go fast. I mean, that's true. The person who likes to play a lot of games, like going fast. No, and I agree. I get that that's part of the appeal of Sonic games, and I think that might be part of the reason why I did kind of fall out of love of the Sonic franchise as it kept going on. It's because they started becoming more and more hard to control and react to. die. So I'm worried at this point my only choice is to die and kind of go back to the last checkpoint. Oh wait, right. That's what. I forgot that this was here. Uh-oh. I almost died, and it was, uh-oh. Whew! I think I'll try to find... Okay. Hey, if I'm happy... That really was a close call. I'm having another instance where the A button is not responding promptly. So, that's concerning. I'm trying to kill this little robot, guys, because I need it to be dead before I jump at it. So last time I left the robot alive, when I jumped on these, I died horribly. Let's see. You gotta make a moving fast part is not super hard to control, but not make it too slow. I can imagine it's not easy. Yeah, I mean, I know, especially compared to modern Sonic, the Sonic Adventure Sonic just doesn't feel fast. But Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, that really was like a good balance for me in regards to the fact that Sonic and Shadow felt fast, but outside of a few instances throughout the adventure, I always felt like I was still relatively in control. I never felt like I was just going to careen off towards Neptune and die. Then again, too much of my Sonic experience has been informed almost exclusively by the Sonic Adventure games, so... Again, to quote Ant Dude, what can I say? I'm a Sonic fan. I only actually like one game. Yeah, I'm bringing up Ant Dude a fuck ton in this playthrough, but that's because he is one of the few people I know who've done a lot of... I don't want to actually risk that. Who's done a lot of videos in regards to Sonic. At least to the people I watch, anyway. I just think Ant Dude's funny. Actually, kind of thinking about it, Silver kind of reminds me a bit of the Werehog from Sonic Unleashed, which I know I've only played it, Sonic Unleashed, a tiny bit.
Those enemies look like they're guarding that cage. It seems
but I
I'll need
did
to
play it.
defeat them
But I
first.
did play it a tiny bit, at least the Wii version. And I mean, given just how long this level's taking me, I don't think the Werehog comparisons are ultimately a good thing in this situation, because, again, do I like being in a little more control of my actions? Yes, but by the same token, Sonic levels are not so incredibly fun that I want to be stuck in them for, like, minutes upon minutes at a time, you know? Still, I can appreciate that unlike the Sonic levels that are broken up into 2 to 4 segments, this was all just one long, big segment.
That took too long.
I mean, you're not wrong, but you also grossly overestimated my ability to care about how long that took, for the most part. Again, so, I'm not gonna lie. I actually almost enjoyed that. Again, I say almost because, again, I don't like the fact that Silver has no built-in form of attack. And there could have been more context clues about how I was supposed to progress forward. But yeah, I can't lie. I didn't hate that. Hey, Blaze. Okay, but Blaze, you were introduced in
So,
Sonic Rush.
This is the
You've
past.
been
I hope
here.
Silver is okay. He's pretty insecure when he's alone.
This is why you should have been the protagonist. You
The
were
Iblis
a
trigger.
dual agonist in one of the
Blue
games.
hedgehog.
You had your own super form. Like, you're not my favorite Sonic girl, Blaze, but you're pretty high up there. I'm really excited to see when you get to the Sonic X Shadow Generations to see how I enjoy the game and the game design there. Yep. Again, that's going to be the next Sonic game I play. Now, again, I'm not going to play... Well, depending on if I can beat Dragon Age Origins or Dragon Age Awakening before I beat this game, I'm not going to go straight into another Sonic game. I am going to start up Dragon Age 2. If I can't, then I might do some shorter things just to fill
Iblis
time.
trigger. A blue hedgehog.
Because like I
Can it
said,
be true?
as of right now,
I need to
my
find
plan
Silver
for
fast.
my solo streams is going to be, I'm going to be rotating between Sonic, Dragon Age, and the Tales series. And then once I kind of get sick of those series, then I'll start doing some more. Then I'll start branching out again. At least that's tentatively my plan. Just since after playing through Tales of Grace's F remastered and realized like, oh shit, this was one of my favorite Tales games, and it did not live up to my memories of it. In fact, it was actually really bad in some places. Let's see. Well, I'm okay. My patient boy. I waited quite a while for Sonic Frontiers. That is true. I mean, hell. Speaking of, Abby and I have both agreed that the next Tales game I've absolutely got to stream is my least favorite game of all time. Just for the sake of funny. But also partially because... how do I put this? There are only a handful of Tales games I still have the ability to stream. Because, like, Tales of Xillia 1 and 2, which are two of the Tales games I have that I know are, like, really good, that I'd love to show off, we only have them for the PlayStation 3, which we can't stream off the PlayStation 3 anymore. Our current, well, it's not new anymore, but our current I've told this story too many times, but yeah. So that just leaves, let's see, for the sake of funny, we can absolutely respect that. I mean, that's the reason I'm doing this game, let's be real. Sorry, just thinking. The Tales games, I physically have the ability to stream. Like, again, I don't have... How do I get under you? Okay, that works. Because, like, I can't stream Xillia, I can't stream Hearts, I can't stream Legendia, because all of them are on consoles that are not compatible with our streaming setup. So that just leaves Zestiria, which I will do, when the game is bad. Arise, which Abby kind of wants to do together, because Arise is... how do I put this? Arise is the one Tales game that I've played that I don't have an opinion on. Not because I don't have an opinion on it, but it's kind of because it's like, I don't know how I feel about that particular Tales game. It's weird. I remember liking it, but I don't remember any... But yeah, that's a game that Abby wants to play together. And then... yeah, so that just leaves Vesperia. Oh yeah, and I can't stream Abyss either. Even that's one of the better ones, even though I've
Can't complain.
gone on long rants about how much I don't like it. So yeah, but make sure you balance out the games you actually want to play. Well, that's why Dragon Age is in there. Dragon Age... well, I don't like it as much as Mass Effect. Dragon Age is one of my favorite game series of all time. Yeah. And Dragon Age 2 is my favorite of the series. That is a very unpopular opinion, but anyone who disagrees with me, get fucked. Sorry, I remember I actually had someone, they only ever attended one stream, and it was one of my Final Fantasy V streams. They came in, we talked about Dragon Age, and then they said, no one should play any Dragon Age game that isn't the first one. I'm like, that's so close-minded.
I finally found him. The Iblis Trigger.
Because, honestly, and I'm going to get crucified for saying this.
Got you, Sonic.
Hey!
Oh my god,
You
this
could
plot
not
point
prove
again.
I finally caught you again.
I'm sorry.
Sonic. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Huh? Hey, where'd he go?
It made a certain amount of sense in Sonic
must have
Adventure
run off.
2 when you took
I'm
into
sorry.
account...
Did you miss someone because of me?
Yeah, for real, get glasses.
It's okay.
Because,
I'm
like,
sure
if
the
you're
guy
not
I'm looking for
aware,
is still on the
in
island.
Sonic Adventure
I'm
2,
sure I can still find him.
Well,
the
then I'll
prototype
help you.
version of...
What?
Two heads are better
Peref
than
preferably
one when looking
colorblind
for
glasses
someone.
agreed.
Hey, just wait a second.
What's your name?
Silver.
That's a nice name. I'm Amy Rose. It's nice to meet you.
It's like, if you weren't
hey,
aware,
wait!
in Sonic Adventure 2, the original plan was not to have Shadow as that. Just Shadow wasn't going to be in the game originally. It was instead going to be a character called Terios the Hedgehog. And they've actually, I mean, Terios has actually been added as a skin in Sonic X Shadow Generations. Like, I have seen that. Hell, this is the whole reason I even know about Terios, is because once he was added, everyone was like, who is Terios? But originally, Terios was going to be the evil hedgehog. And he really, really,
Maybe I'll talk
really
to some
did
people
look
in
like
the town.
Sonic. It's just he was a darker color with a scar on his face. So, and to my understanding, Terios' design got somewhat, somewhat far into development. That's why the whole Amy mistaking Shadow for Sonic is a plot point in that one scene, as well as everyone in general mistaking Shadow for Sonic was a plot point in that one scene, was because, again, those scenes were written with Terios in the role. And again, Terios does look like Sonic. But Shadow and Silver really don't. Yeah, I saw prototype Shadow, aka Terios, and he resembles Sonic a lot more. Yeah. Honestly, if I don't think this is the reason, but it was probably a good idea that they did make Shadow more distinct, just so they wouldn't have to deal with bullshit from Ken Penders, since Ken Penders is sort of responsible for the character of Scourge, who likewise is a evil duplicate, or an evil mirror image of Sonic. Okay, to be fair, no, let me phrase that. Ken Penders is responsible for evil Sonic, who is literally just Sonic with sunglasses and a leather jacket. It's just, I think his name's, I forget his last name, but I'm pretty sure his first name's Ian. Took that boring concept and turned it into Scourge. Except now Ken Penders is preventing Scourge from ever appearing again. That fucking asshole. Fine. You know, amusingly, I think it was like a year or two before this game came out, I had my own Sonic OC, who was a white hedgehog. And ironically, like Silver, I felt inclined to give my OC an extra power besides just being able to go fast. Except I kind of took a page from The Flash, where OC Hedgehog could move fast enough to phase through walls. I think his name was Fade. I could be wrong about that. Because if I remember correctly, I came up with the idea after watching an episode of the Static Shock TV show, where there was a character there was a character who could phase through walls, not because they were fast or anything. That was just their superpower. Who was also called Fade. So likewise, so because I was a totally original kid, content, or I was a totally original broody kid, I just stole the name and just applied it to someone else. It's like, no, my Fade is a hedgehog who goes fast. It's totally not the same thing. And then when Silver came out, I kind of had one of those toxic fanboy moments of, hey, they stole my character. So, yeah, that's probably a big part of the reason why I did actually I was one of the rare people who got something out of Forces. Let's see. Well, from what I've heard and read, it does seem like he can go fuck himself. Ken Penders, yep. Been seeing a lot about Sonic DC crossover. Have you seen the stuff about it? No. Well, okay, I've seen some images, and I am excited for its existence, but I don't really read a ton of comic books anymore. So it's one of those, I'm sure I will read it eventually. It's not something I'm, super anticipating, Okay, the targeting for telekinesis. Okay, cool. But yeah, I think that's a really fun idea. I mean, because I read the DC crossover with the Power Rangers. I have thoughts on that one. Not all of them are good, but I do have thoughts. And yeah.
I need to pull it together.
Although it does kind of amuse me because seeing Sonic crossover with the DC universe, because Death Battle, they did the Flash versus Sonic. So it's always fun to see characters that are just thrown together via Death Battle actually get an official crossover, Let's see. I'm not into comics a lot. I barely have any comics. I read that many, but I've seen some stuff from others. It's cool. I love the announcement video where Shadow was basically Batman. That's pretty fun. Because, the last comic I was, really into were the IDW Transformers comics. The pre-reboot ones. I didn't read a single one of the reboot ones. I think I ended up buying one of them. I never read it. I bought it just because it had Flame War, Slipstream, and I don't remember the other character's name on the cover. And I'm like, okay, if they're actually giving Flame War and Slipstream some attention, I'll buy it just because I want them to keep giving Flame War and Slipstream attention. Then again, oh man, I really wish, the main Transformers, so... Okay, that's a lie. My favorite Transformers character of all time is Beast Wars Dinobot, but my second favorite Transformers character of all time is IDW Cyclonus, and I wish, beyond all hope, all possibility, that Hasbro would start incorporating IDW's version of Cyclonus into more media, because recently I bought a graphic novel. It's the creator's last attempt at finishing a story that they started as an animated show, but the season was canceled. It's sad how often I actually have heard about stuff like that, I mean, heck, I know that while it's not technically 100% canon to Sonic Sat AM, I've heard that some Archie comics actually did try to keep the story going. That was like, because like there was a big cliffhanger at the end of Sat AM. I actually haven't seen Sat AM. I know, I'm a heretic. I'm not a real Sonic fan because I never watched Sat AM and I have no opinions on Sally Acorn.
Hey.
I know, I keep seeing like these fan posts, like specifically part of like the Shad Amy shipping group, who are all very much like, come on, Sega, bring Sally Acorn back. Sonic's one true love, so Amy's free to be with Shadow, you know? And I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the Shad Amy shipping, but I mean, I also love the Son Amy stuff, bro. If you're not a real Sonic fan, then I'm a real fan. Then I'm not a real Sonic fan. I got into the Sonic franchise because of the first movie. Yeah. I think people forget you can be a fan of something even if you're not like a die-hard obsessive fan about it, you know? Like, there are different ways of being a fan of a media franchise, you know? It's not an all or nothing thing. Now, there are instances where I kind of like, okay, I have kind of had my, you know, like, I've had some elitist moments with some franchises. Specifically with like the Fire Emblem franchise, where I'm like, look, if the only Fire Emblem games you've played are the ones that have come out after Fire Emblem Awakening, and or you've only played Fire Emblem Three Houses, stop trying to say Three Houses is a good Fire Emblem game. It is a good game, but Three Houses just kind of gets so far and away removed with what I feel the heart that Fire Emblem is, or was at the very least, that I'm like, I don't consider Three Houses to be a traditional Fire Emblem game. It is a Fire Emblem game. I want to be very clear about that. But I am like, it isn't indicative of what the franchise is as a whole. So please don't say that it's the best Fire Emblem game ever. Just say it's a good game. That's fine. Say it's your favorite Fire Emblem game. Equally fine. It's like, don't discount everything else just because none of the other Fire Emblem games really resemble Three Houses in any meaningful way. Especially since I actually feel Three Houses is one of the most difficult Fire Emblem games to replay because the pacing is just so agonizingly slow.
What am I doing?
Trade-off is lots of time for character interaction, which is good. Because character interaction is one of the best parts of Fire Emblem.
Find who you're looking for, Silver.
This looks so beautiful.
It
What?
does.
You mean this desert?
Everything is so great here, isn't it? The sky is gorgeous and everyone's happy.
That's true. When Silver's literally from a world where everything's on fire, even a desert would be pretty to him.
Let's go. I'll help you find who you're looking for.
Yeah. Because, like, when Fire Emblem... Let's see. I get what you mean. Sonic... some newer Ninjago fans act as if the show is losing the heart of it when literally the season they grew up with was a completely different era of the show than the originals. Yeah. And I mean... Because, like, I've seen some people who are like, oh, if it's not like the Generation 1 Transformers, it's not Transformers.
Just you wait, Iblis
or,
Trigger.
oh, why isn't Starscream behaving a certain? Why is Starscream always a backstabbing jerk? Starscream in Armada, which was the show I grew up with, had him as a troubled, noble warrior who had blah 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 blah. I'm like, okay, yeah. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with liking that version of Starscream. Oh shit.
No!
But it's
Just
like you have
wait,
to
it was
realize
triggered.
Starscream was only like that in one specific game. Again, there's nothing wrong with liking that one specific game and wishing that more versions of Starscream acted like that. I mean, hell, I'm of the opinion that the best version of Cyclonus was the one from the comic book, or at least the IDW comic, despite the fact that no other version of Cyclonus acts like that character. But we always have to, people like us have to remember that just because that version was good, that doesn't mean that every version is going to follow that, And there's nothing wrong with that. We just have to have the maturity to realize the version we prefer is not always going to be the definitive version of the character. And again, I'm very much of the opinion other interpretations of characters are fine, as long as you stick to the heart of who the character is. It's like me and my brother-in-law, we have strongly disagreed on what's the most important part of, Transformers. He's of the opinion, don't change their designs. They have to resemble how they looked in their original appearance. Where I'm more of the opinion, it's like, as long as they are recognizable as, from a personality standpoint, then I'm okay with I don't really care how much how they look, what do I do? What is happening? I think I found the infamous ball rolling puzzles. Okay, what? Oh, okay. I don't know. I freely admit, I try to do my best. I try to be fair in all things, but there are some things I'm biased on, and I can't be fully objective no matter how much I try, I'll be the first to admit I've kind of become something of a Zelda elitist. Mostly just because it's just, I don't feel any modern Zelda game has really lived up to older Zelda games, Yeah, I'm an Ocarina of Time purist. I mean, even then, Ocarina of Time's not even my favorite Zelda game. It's my fourth favorite Zelda game, but I do very much feel that Ocarina of Time really was peak Zelda.
There should be a switch somewhere.
Uh-oh. guess if nothing else, I do try at the very least to not try to not have the mindset that people are wrong if they have a different opinion than me, you know?
Leave this up to me.
Oh, so she's got a double now. I think like one of the few like true, you know, Zelda elitist moments I have that I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of being unreasonable, but I'm also not going to back
When you
down.
don't want to be discovered, hold the
On
X
this
button
one is
to
that
become
Blaze and I
invisible.
strongly disagree when it comes to the Zelda timeline. Blaze thinks the Zelda timeline is kind of dumb and shouldn't be taken into consideration when looking at the games, and each game should be looked at in its own right. Whereas I'm of the opinion the Zelda timeline actually makes the Zelda franchise truly unique and
While
a
jumping,
lot more
pressing
interesting.
the A button again will allow you to perform a double jump.
Son of a bitch.
I feel it. Sonic was here.
That's kind of creepy, Amy. It's also kind of funny to me that, despite, you know, Amy being Sonic's biggest fan, I think Sonic only interacts with Amy once in his solo story, and it's in a cutscene with Silver. Oh, outside of like, there's a hallucination of Amy that shows up once. Like he spends the whole game with Elise instead of, you know, his not his will they won't they love interest, you know. Actually, one thing I really like the Sonic Boom cartoon. I really like just how hard they lean in on teasing the fact that, you know, Amy and Sonic like each other but just won't admit it. That show is funny. Actually, speaking of just Amy and Sonic Boom, it's really funny / really stupid, but it's still really funny that just was it Sonic Frontiers canonized Styx from Sonic Boom as part of the main universe in just an offhanded line that Amy says at the very end of the game, saying, hey, I should find Cream and Styx and do a girls' night. So it's like, wait, up until this point, Styx was not part of the main universe. But because of that just one single offhanded line at the very end of the game, Styx is now part of the main Sonic universe. I mean, heck. Okay, to be fair, I know that the IDW comics were always meant to be canon with the games, but let's be real. Just because something was meant to be canon with a video game doesn't necessarily mean it will be. I'm looking at you, Darksiders comics and graphic novels, and novels, period. But Sonic just in an offhanded line in Sonic Frontiers just mentions Tangle from the game. Not the game, the comic. Definitively proving that yes,
Thank you.
the IDW characters are part of the main Sonic universe. Well, then again, I think that's why, again, I forget his last name again. If I remember correctly, his name is Ian. I feel that's the reason why they have, like, the guy who's writing the comics also be the person who wrote the script for Sonic Frontiers. So they could have that synergy.
Those enemies look like they're guarding that door. Let's start by getting rid of them.
Silver really needs something that he can just attack independently of throwing shit. Right, that opened the door. My frustration is starting to come out now.
Those enemies look like they're guarding that door. Let's start by getting rid of them.
Again, as frustrating as some of these things can be, I'm not stressed out as badly as I was during Sonic bits, so I have to acknowledge that while this isn't my ideal way of, like, this is still not great in many respects, I'm not hating this. Again, there's a lot of, I think, kind of really stupid decisions that make it more frustrating than it needs to be. But I'm not hating Silver's gameplay as much as I thought I was going to.
Well, I guess that's done.
Is it, though? We're still getting bombs thrown at Maputis. Left, right, and center. Oh, it's done because...
So I guess the lock will open if I put this ball in that hole over there.
That hole, or is there another hole? I genuinely kind of just want to know what I'm shooting for here, you know? Oh boy. This might be impossible. Like, Again, the ball rolling was something I knew was coming, and it was the one part of the game I was not sure I would be able to actually do. And now that we're here, I'm very afraid.
So I guess the lock will open if I put this ball in that hole over there.
This was a mistake, Sega. Oh, I can't even glide without taking it down. Great. Because 1:30 for me. Good luck. Saying don't want to spend. No. Well, hopefully I'll see you later today at the sponsored stream. Off then. Enjoy your lunch. Oh dear. Spawn, damn it. Oh, shit. Bombs don't respawn. Again, Sega, I was kind of enjoying this. But then you did this. Fuck. Then you did this. Jeez, imagine trying to get an A or an S or whatever on this level. Why did it tick down to 7? Wait, and why did it tick down to 6? What causes it to tick down? I don't understand that part. Like, I really do not understand that part. be here for the rest of my goddamn life. Hi, my name is Butthurt. I approve this message. Okay, like right there. Why did the number tick down? Oh, damn it. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. God damn it. Okay. Just chug the last of my soda.
So I guess the lock will open if I put this ball in that hole over there.
Oh no. I would hate if this is what finally beats me, you know? Especially since I muscled through all of Sonic. Kamehameha. Okay. You know, I was having no trouble just getting it to go to the end of the hall, no problem before.
So I guess the lock will open if I put this ball in that hole over there.
Damnation. I know I was able to like blast it over the holes before. I don't know why I can't do it now.
So I guess the lock will open if I put this ball in that hole over there.
Hips. Internet. Not just the mechanics, like how specifically does it work? Really isn't. Yeah, this is a problem. This level, I've been in this level for over 20 minutes. That's not a good thing. Yeah, I can hear the ring. Trick the game. No. Okay, hold on. They're saying there's supposed to be like a way you can skip this, assuming it's like a glitch. Don't know if I can do that, but let's give it a shot. At this point, I'm just glitching the game out would be preferable, you know? There we go.
Great!
I have no idea how you're supposed to do that legitimately. Thank you to whoever posted that glitch onto YouTube so I could copy it. Jeez. Based on the fact that when I Googled Sonic 06 ball puzzle, it all pointed to just this one level. I'm hoping that means that was it. Like, that will not show up again in the game. It might. I don't know. But, again, for whoever discovered that glitch and, you know, shared it online, I thank you. Okay. Whew. Cause yeah, as long as I don't have to do like those ball puzzles again, I think.
I can't believe we haven't located Sonic yet. Gee, I wonder where he went.
I've been looking for you. You're the Iblis Trigger. Your actions will condemn us all. Who are you?
I'm your mom.
My name is Silver.
And it's no use.
For the future of the world, I will destroy you.
In the name of the moon, I will punish you.
Doesn't look like you're here to talk.
I've heard this fight is nowhere near as frustrating as the one in Sonic's playthrough. Which I will say, what was it called? One downside about
Here I come.
in Sonic Adventure 2, just for example,
Here I come. What?
there were several instances where you did the same fight but from like different characters' perspectives. Like, okay, like Sonic and Shadow fought, and you did it in both campaigns. But let's see. Hello, Count Lurchalot. I think it's more accurate to say that the fans tried to make a better version of this game. There's like the 06 project. Wow, that's like ridiculously easy. But yeah, kind of like what I was saying is like one nice thing about the drastically different play styles between Silver and Sonic is unlike, say, the boss
Looks
fight
like
between
I'm
Sonic
on a
and
roll.
Shadow in Sonic Adventure 2. This game, that fight was completely different being on this side of the squabble. But yeah, so the 06 project, which I am not playing because A, it's not completely finished, and B, it wouldn't be as funny if I did. Yeah, they basically were just fans were fixing this game, which I think is admirable because this game had so much potential that just gets kind of lost with just how
Is this a joke?
broken
How
it
could
is.
someone like you cause the destruction of our world?
Yeah, this game is a joke.
It doesn't matter. For the sake of the future, the Iblis Trigger must be destroyed.
You keep using that words. I do not think it means what you think it means.
Wait!
Living up to her title as princess.
Don't you dare turn your back on me! It's time I finally put an end to this.
I love that Silver is so
Get out of my
committed
way, Amy.
to committing.
This is my mission.
Never got past the second level.
Absolutely not.
Oh, like the Silver second level, or like the second level in Sonic's campaign. Yeah, getting through Sonic's campaign as a whole was like rubbing a cheese grater against my head. Like, heck, I only got through the last level of Silver because I broke the game. Because I looked up a way to glitch through the door.
The person you were looking for was Sonic. Were
Oh,
you
and Sonic,
planning
'cause
to
I fell
kill
in the
him?
water. Oh, yeah, that was...
He's responsible for destroying my world.
That's crazy.
With
Sonic would
bad
never do that.
DeviantArt OCs.
But it's true. In the near future, his actions will cause the devastation of my world. So
Again,
I
and you
must.
basically know that because a
I
guy
don't
without a
believe it.
mouth
Even if
who's
that
acting
was
super
true,
sussy showed you a
if I
PowerPoint
had to choose
presentation.
between the world and Sonic, I would choose Sonic.
Not a healthy attitude, Amy. Let's be real, Silver. You'd probably do the same thing for Blaze. So. And I get what you mean by living up to the title Princess because she gets kidnapped. Oh, yeah. So far, from a story standpoint, Princess Elise is my least favorite part of this game. Blaze! Okay. Oh, the
So
audio.
This is where you are.
is
I've been looking for
malfunctioning.
you.
Actually, I take it
What's
back.
wrong?
Narratively, I guess Blaze being here
Well,
doesn't make a ton of
Blaze?
sense. And does kind of ruin Blaze's continuity.
To kill someone to save the world.
So that's not great. Still, I'm just happy she's here.
Is that really the right thing to do?
Murder!
You're so naive.
Who wants to talk about murder?
Whether it's right or wrong, I can't really say.
You know, plus I do need to bring
But
up the
what I
fact
do know is,
Blaze should know who Sonic
if we
is.
don't take this chance, the future will remain exactly as it is.
Since he's after Dr. Eggman, let's sneak into Eggman's base. Maybe we'll learn something new.
Like, maybe we'll learn how to play this game and not want to die. Playing Sonic Generations, good. One of my favorite. But my favorite is still Sonic Heroes. I like Sonic Heroes. I grew up with that one. I'm going to do that one eventually as well. But, because I wanted to play Sonic X Shadow Generations on stream, I'm like, I should do 06 first, just because that's the game that Mephiles was introduced in. And that's, like, one of the things I, like, have heard beyond, like, it's like, oh, did you hear? Mephiles is back in Sonic X Shadow Generation, so, like, I should probably play the game. If I get to play as multiple characters, yeah, since Sonic Adventure 2 is my favorite Sonic game, because that's the one that really introduced me in Sonic Heroes. Yeah, that's fun. Since I was technically introduced to Sonic in the Genesis era, along with like the Sonic Adventure cartoon, not Sonic Adventure, or Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. I've always preferred the Sonic games where you get to play as multiple characters. And that's why, and well, I know it was brought back specifically in DLC, so it wasn't like in the base game of Sonic Frontiers. I am glad they brought multiple playable characters back, finally, in Frontiers. Now, I definitely kind of agree that Burb. Shale would not be happy to see that thing. Now, I can agree that, what's it called? In Sonic Forces, the fly character, not Sonic Forces, Sonic Heroes, the fly characters are a little broken, but just a little tweaking and balancing, and it's an idea that could work. So I get the Sonic franchise players where you get to play the characters with their own unique abilities. Agreed. Also, Sega, please bring the Chow Garden back. I am obsessed with the Chow Garden. I mean, I know I didn't do a ton with the Chow Garden when I streamed Sonic Adventure 2, but I still went out of my way to sort of do it. That should kind of tell you how much Yeah. Like, honestly, the reason why neither one of my siblings stuck with the Sonic franchise, albeit Sunshine stuck with it a little more because they actually played a number of the handhelds, was because there was no Chow Garden in the later games.
Hey.
That's what I figured. I don't know. Maybe just because I'm a heretic, because Knuckles has been my favorite Sonic character since I was really little. Yeah, I love playing as Sonic. That's the honest truth. But I still want to play as his friends. Also, again, Sonic Boom doesn't count, in my opinion, at least in terms of getting what I want, since I always like Tails. What do you think of the movies? I love the movies. I think each one. I think the movies are. Each one is better than the one that went before it. Like heck. Right. What's it called? I have never liked Shadow that much, but the movie sold me on Shadow. Because I'm like, okay, if more of this, please, Jim Carrey. Oh yeah, so funny as Eggman. Because yeah, if Shadow is just poorly handled in a lot of the games, but the movies really actually got me to care about him and his story, you know?
Eggman's base is ahead. Let's hurry.
Okay, no, this is not an auto-running segment. You know, I have noticed that, like, compared to, like, in Sonic's campaign, I think I only played as Knuckles maybe 2 or 3 times, and a handful of times as Tails, but I've played as Blaze a ton in Silver Story.
You need to defeat all the enemies.
It's like, I wouldn't mind playing as Blaze this much if it wasn't for the fact that, sadly, she is just her gameplay is basically just Sonic's, but harder to control. Which is saying a lot, because Sonic is already really fucking hard to control in this game. That was weird. Oh no! I'm Indiana Jones and I've got a boulder on my bottom. Guys, this canyon is not big enough for that snowball. It's touching the sides. It should be slowing down. It should not be gaining momentum, guys. Wait. Well, that wasn't supposed to happen. Let's go back up and grab that medal I missed. I don't actually know what the fuck these medals even do for me. I'm not gonna get all of them, but you know what? If I can just quickly grab that one without complication, I might as well grab it without complication, you know? Wait. Oh no. It glitched. It glitched.
Eggman's base is ahead.
Yes.
Let's hurry.
Never mind. Forget what I said about getting the medal without complication, because there were many, many complications, so it seems.
You need to defeat all the enemies.
You know, it is kind of funny. When I first saw the original trailer for the first movie, I remember saying to myself, oh, this is going to be a god-awful Sonic movie, but it will be a fun Jim Carrey movie. And I do think that is largely true about the first movie. I like the first movie is my least favorite of the Sonic movies. But starting with the second one, and especially into the third one, I'm like, no, these are good Sonic movies. I have mixed feelings about how Knuckles is portrayed in the movies. It's not as bad as, say, the Sonic Boom cartoon, or, not the Sonic Boom cartoon, just the Sonic Boom universe in general.
Base is ahead.
Specifically
Let's hurry.
making Knuckles kind of an idiot. Because he is kind of an idiot in the movies, but it's more of a Drax the Destroyer from Guardians of the Galaxy kind of naivete rather than being dumb like he was in Sonic Boom. Which I'm like, fuck you guys.
You need to defeat all the enemies.
And it's like, yeah, he is kind of, and he's a, I got the impression that he was a little smarter in the Sonic Boom cartoon. I mean, he was still dumb, but I just felt the Sonic Boom cartoon in general was a lot more respectful to the characters than the Sonic Boom games were. So, that one didn't bother me quite as much. I mean, especially because Sonic, or Knuckles in the cartoon, had that really funny line about feminism that just, oh, it kills me. Okay. We are alive.
You need to defeat all the enemies.
And you need to subtract 2 plus 2. Yes, I said subtract, not add. I feel like being contrary today. And also, speaking of the movies, again, I know a lot of people are really excited with the end credits scene from Sonic 3 with Metal Knuckles and Amy being teased, which, I mean, don't get me wrong, I like Metal Sonic and I love Amy, but I was really hoping it was going to be Chaos.
Where is the entrance to Eggman's base?
Then again, I'm probably one of the only people in the world who really actually would love to see Infinite come back in some capacity. So... What am I actually supposed to do, game? I'm not sure. I kind of got the impression you wanted me to smash Searchlight, but I'm not locking onto it to, like, destroy it, like... Okay, it worked now. guess. Wait, that just loops around back, doesn't it? About to say, I'm like, nothing down. Would you just be dead already?
Okay, a little further to go until the base.
Yep, a little further to go, but lots and lots of time wasted. I think some of these levels are a little too big for their own good. To be perfectly frank. Oh, metal. Okay, let's just let's follow the arrows on the ground. I don't. Can Silver actually run on these, or is he not fast enough? Ow. That really fucking hurt. Yeah, very much. Just, again, to kind of draw some parallel to Sonic Unleashed. These levels are too goddamn long. Like, these really do kind of remind me, from what little I remember of the Werehog from the briefest of brief time that I played, that I spent playing Sonic Unleashed. Again, well, the slower pace is appreciated. Don't get me wrong. The levels themselves should still be quick and snappy, you know? Because it's not like, again,
Looks
I
like we've
compare
arrived a
them to
little
something
too
like
late.
Ukulele. Ukulele's meant to be something that you play
What?
slower,
Oh, no!
surveying things, making sure that you take everything in, you know? These are individual, like, get to the end levels. That's, again, one of the reasons why the longer levels in the Crash Bandicoot games are usually the levels I like the least. And I think that's another reason why I never was able to fully beat Crash Bandicoot 4, because Crash Bandicoot 4 specifically, it's about time. Because
A guard, huh?
there was no
Just
such
try and
thing
stop-
as a short level in that one. You know, I just realized the princess in this game, with, you know, Eggman constantly kidnapping her and, you know, having these one-on-one scenes with her, they actually do kind of remind me of the Sonic OVA. That Metal Sonic was in. If I remember correct, I mean, if I remember correctly, that one was that Eggman, like, wanted to maybe marry the princess or something? And then just ended up kind of awkwardly hanging out with her. I could be remembering that completely wrong, because it's been... I haven't, like, seen it since I was, like, 6. I've seen, like, YouTubers do videos on it, but, I mean, even then, I haven't watched, like, a YouTube review of it in a couple years anyway. Plus, let's be real, watching someone talk about it on the internet is not the same thing as watching it for yourself. So, the point I'm getting at is that the important details are probably getting lost in the depths of my memory, you know? I don't like this angle.
to you. Shake them off.
Working on it. Ow. You know, remember when I first started Silver's story and I fought Iblis? And I said, you know what, I think I might like doing Silver's boss fights because it's like I can always be on the offensive during the boss fights. I want to take that back. I mean, well, that's technically still true. I have so little control over what Silver's targeting with the Psychokinesis that I am very much not in control here. Did I win? Is there a phase 2?
Silver, watch it. He's coming in.
It wasn't exactly a phase 2. It was just a fuck you, Hail Mary. I'm gonna die anyway.
That took too long.
Shut the fuck up, Silver. If you could aim better, it wouldn't have taken so long.
That's a Chaos Emerald. It said this gem can transform your thoughts into power. Collect 7, and a miracle's supposed to happen. Keep it as a lucky charm.
Why did... Because I'm pretty sure it's the Chaos Emerald.
Transforms your thoughts into power.
I'm pretty sure that was the one that Sonic had. I don't remember him losing that Chaos Emerald, though, in his story.
I've been trying to find Sonic, but now I think I'm in trouble. Maybe I should just walk away real quietly before they spot me.
Oh.
Prisoner has escaped from cell block C-17.
Oh,
All
no,
patrolling
babe.
guards, begin searching immediately. I
This
repeat,
way.
prisoner
Oh,
has
okay.
escaped from cell block C-17.
Don't worry, you spent the whole game with a hedgehog, so this is also a hedgehog, so they're trustworthy. That's... According to Redwall, I was told you can judge an animal's respectableness based on its species. How?
Thank you so much for rescuing me. I am so grateful.
I'm Amy. Amy Rose.
You have saved our lives.
My name is Elise.
Elise? Wait, you're not Elise, the Princess of Soliana, are you? I'll bet someone's already on their way to rescue you.
Yes. But someone I know said to me, nothing starts until you take action. So I decided to heed his advice.
You know, this
You
would have been a
wouldn't
nice
happen to
arc
have some
in
feelings
Sonic's
for this person, would you?
game, but...
What? No, of course
It's
not.
okay. Love changes everything. It feels like every little moment in your life is huge, doesn't it? So, what does this guy look like? Have you already been on a date with him?
Well, no, I really haven't.
A one-way love? That's so cute. Come on, there's no need to be shy. Look, you're a princess and you're super cute. That guy's the lucky one. I also have someone that I'm pursuing too. I wish us both luck.
And of course. Oh no, we just discovered it's the same guy. I hate that trope. I hate that trope so much.
Man, we came all the way here and the town's filled with bad guys.
Can I just say, I want to say again, I mean, okay, Amy I think actually controls a little better than Knuckles, but Knuckles and Amy both do not control as well as they did in their Sonic Adventure days. And I think a big part had to do, especially with Amy, it's like her move pool has been drastically limited, and the hit detection is not what I...
Oh no!
What happened to my invincibility frames? I hate you. I hate everything you stand for. The hit detection is
We came all
not
the way here
where I
and the town's
want it to
filled
be
with bad guys.
for having to get so close and hurt me. Because as near as I can tell, Amy doesn't have an ability that lets me, like, rush the enemies, which means I have to get well within their, you know, attack range before I can even start just a simple basic attack, you know? Camera. I don't have any rings now. Great.
All right! Huh? Are you kidding me?
Where did that other ring go flying off to? That's fucking bullshit. So fucking bullshit. Amy really should have a move that can go off while she's in the air, you know? Oh, okay, we're done. Let's stun the guy. Yeah, again, Silver's campaign is definitely spent with
That was close.
other characters way more than Sonic's was. Where's Amy?
Finally. I've been waiting so patiently for you to return, Princess.
Where the fuck did Amy go? I mean, especially since it didn't seem like Amy actually saved Princess Elise. What was actually the point of that? Oh.
Mephiles. Tell me, who is the Iblis Trigger? Why does he want to destroy the world?
Why does that matter to you? Unless you complete your task, your future will remain the same. Forever. He's currently at the terminal station. It's now or never if you want this.
Head to the station. That's not the station, is it?
Hey. 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 Hey.
Okay, but how?
Darn! Why can't I get into the station? Silver, is there a way to do this without being noticed?
Hey.
Is there a shop? I just want to make sure that I have all the upgrades before I go into another level. These Silver's upgrades haven't been as, like, life-savingly God I need them as Sonic's has been. Now, then again, I can't even say that since Sonic's didn't work half the time. But... There it is, there it is. Cool. and dash and then go into a hover. It's a little finicky about when it actually works, but it does work, so that's good.
Hey.
Uh-oh. What happened? Why did that reset? What's happening? Okay. What the? What's happening?
Hey.
Oh, brother. These loading screens to go into loading screens to go into a loading screen. Oh, this is going to stink. Pardon me. Okay, what's the point of the barrel if they can still see me over it?
Wait, are you doing a stealth mission in a Sonic game?
Yes.
The fuck?
Yeah.
Hey.
Silver's gameplay is, shall we say, experimental.
I think that's putting it lightly.
That's putting it very lightly. Like, honestly, one of his levels, I just had to glitch through a door because...
Oh, you skipped the game.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Because...
I'm glad you figured out how to do the skip.
I'm sorry, that ball rolling puzzle was impossible.
Oh, that one. Yeah. No, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I just looked at is there a way to skip this puzzle? And there is.
Clip through a door.
Yep, you gotta stand on top. You gotta put some boxes in front of the door, lift them up with silver psychokinesis, and then they start freaking out, and they can push you through the door.
Nice.
That was stupid. That was stupid. Everything about that was stupid.
Looks like I'm on a roll.
Shut up, Silver. Doing that is not something to celebrate. That was an experimentation in stupidity. That was an exercise in idiocy. There is no other way to cut it. Again, ironically enough, I'm actually not... I am not hating Silver's gameplay as much as I did Sonic's. At the very least, I'm not dying as much on Silver's gameplay as I was on Sonic's. No.
Oh.
What do you mean?
I just thought since you skipped something with silver, technically that means it's worse.
Well, that one thing sucks.
I'm not going to let the Iblis trigger get away.
Silver as a whole just controls better because his gameplay is a lot slower. And I mean, don't get me wrong, when it gets really stupid and finicky, it's borderline impossible. I'm not going to pretend that that's not the case.
Adjusting the scales, use
But
the switch nearby.
when the games are, when Sonic is all about light and flash reflexes, you know, and then the controls don't work as intended, but because Silver's is a lot slower and smoother.
If you fail at adjusting the scales, use the switch nearby.
It's not that Silver's controls. They also don't work properly either.
This conveyor belt changes
But again, because it's slower, I'm less likely to just careen off to my death. Because like the auto running segments were like the bang. Like, I lost more lives to those than any other part of the game.
If I put weights on this scale, I'll be able to move forward.
How about we don't do that? Like this level, for example, when I had to play this level with Sonic as well, it was fucking tiny. It's like, you had to be quick about it. And again, with controls as broken as this game was, that was actual hell. But this, I don't appear to be on a time limit, so I, at the very least, again, I can kind of take it at my own pace. So again, the whole ball rolling puzzle, the game physics are what was broken, not necessarily the way Silver played.
There's no other way ahead. I guess I've got to break down the door.
That's what I tried to do when I threw something at it, but nothing happened, so I figured I must have been incorrect. Oh, something else that was really stupid. Amy mistook Silver for Sonic as well. That's what Muffin said.
If I can paralyze them, I can grab them all with my psychokinesis and throw them.
That's also something Muffin said. Muffin isn't here anymore, just heads up, in case you're gonna say hi, Muffin. Yeah. Yep. See, I'm willing to forgive everyone mistaking Shadow or Sonic with Shadow, because that was a holdover from an earlier draft in the game where the Shadow character was supposed to look a lot more like Sonic. Silver was never supposed to resemble Sonic, so I'm a lot less forgiving of that as a... Yeah, he is.
I can't grab lasers with my psychokinesis. It looks like I can only avoid them.
No fucking way. You mean you can't use telepathy to pick up something that's made of light? lie, I'm not hurting for lives as badly as I was with Sonic. So. Still, I'll take all the lives I can get. Just phase right through those. Okay, jumping on the back of these rail cars, that kind of reminds me of like an old arcade, like cowboy arcade game, where one of the levels was you jumping.
I can't attack enemies
rail
I
car
can't
to rail
see.
car.
I'll have to wait till they show themselves.
No, thank you. I'm not going for 100% completion, so we don't need to do that. At least that level didn't take me 25 minutes.
That was easy.
No. Well, I guess compared to some of your other levels, yes it was, but no.
I knew it! I knew you'd return. You had to!
You again.
It's no use!
This time, there will be no more interruptions. The Iblis trigger must die.
Hey,
Sonic.
Silver, get a life, loser. Seriously, why rescue Elise over and over and over and over again when literally she is just captured like 2 frames later?
Why are you getting in my way?
I'm Shadow. Shadow the Hedgehog.
Hi.
More like 5.
Bye, honey.
I won't hold back.
Don't
Here
be
I
too
come.
harsh on the people who are auditioning.
I can't remember how we're playing, if I'm being good director or bad director.
Maybe you should bring your tiara in case you need to be bad director.
No, it does not go with this outfit.
Tiaras go with everything. Here we go. Wait, where'd Shadow go? No. Where did Shadow go?
No. No.
Huh. Because it's Silver's turn to have a boss fight where he can't hit anything.
No. No.
Huh. I don't like this. unlock me like Silver did. Hey, I needed those. Hit Shadow, you moron! Not that hard. Damn it. Where'd he go? He just glitched through the floor. At least this glowing aura does make it a little easier to keep track of, so... Thank you for that, I guess, game. Okay. That was frustrating, but not the worst thing in the world.
That took too long.
Shut up! I shake my fist at thee.
Control!
Oh, the meme.
You! Don't bother. With the Chaos Emerald's power, I control time and space. You can't break free.
It's no
I
use!
Give up!
You have a Chaos Emerald
all
too,
depends on
moron.
me. Can't lose! Not when I'm so close!
Are you, though?
Ah! Chaos control!
Well, that happened.
Huh? You induced chaos control. I won't let anyone get in my way. I'll change the past and save the world! Mephiles isn't trying to help you create a better future. He's trying to eliminate the past. What? What are you talking about? To discover what happened, it seems we must see what took place 10 years ago.
Stop being vague, Shadow.
Follow me if you want the truth.
Come with me if you want the loop. And Silver doesn't follow him, he just runs off to kill Sonic, and without Shadow there to protect him, Sonic died tragically. animate proper animation.
An electromagnetic pulse has just been generated.
Bum, bum,
Injecting a
bum.
decompression agent. No, the level's not dropping. A spatial meltdown is inevitable. My lord, it's too late. We've got to take shelter.
Why so loud? Why do you refuse to listen to my voice? Elise!
Oh, so it's Elise's fault everything went to hell. Yeah, I know that's 100% not what the implication is, but that's what I'm choosing to believe.
Is that? Flame. It's Iblis.
And the Black Shadow is the original Mephiles.
That's Mephiles? They're escaping!
We'll have to split up. I'll pursue Mephiles.
Okay, then leave Iblis to me.
Seal it with this.
Hurry!
I'm just... How am I kidding? Silver's entire involvement in this game ultimately boils down to just being like, okay! And just going with it.
A laboratory like this? Under Soliana?
Just quickly grab all the rings. Just since I doubt it, but I mean, you know how it is. Just trying to build up your ring count. Oh.
You go and leave the rest.
Alright, you're gonna get a taste of what playing in Shadow in this game is like. Okay, so he plays complicated Sonic. Seems like Silver really was the big deviation. Barely see his air shoes. At least when he's on his feet are pointing down, you know.
There's no strength in numbers.
Edgy. You are so desperate.
Shadow, I'll be looking out for your truth.
Brother, that was such a bad line. Shit. Sorry, I will be looking out for your truth. That kind of reminds me, in one of the Pokemon movies, like, think it's the Victini one. That movie was released as 2 separate films. One where Ash, because like the gimmick of the film is that Ash can either have Zekrom or Reshiram bonded to him or whatever, and whichever one he doesn't have, the antagonist of the movie has instead, you know? I don't remember which one it is, whichever one's the Dragon of Truth or whatnot. There's just this really awkward line when whichever one it is speaking to Ash and be like, hey, I'm trying to determine if you're worthy of my power, and it's like, tell me your blah blah blah, your truth or whatever. Which I'm like, oh, it's such a bad line. Again, if I remember correctly, the idea is that Zekrom and Reshiram, one's like the dragon of ideals, one's like the dragon of truth or whatnot. So like in the other version of the movie, it's a little better because it's more like show me your ideals or something like that. Corny, sure, but it actually kind of fits the narrative in question, you know? But in the case of letting the other one actually like have its traits featured, they just really force an awkward line in the movie. Yeah, no, that was 100% me. I didn't jump forward. Hey, at least it's not gonna make me roll on the ball through the lasers like it did for Sonic. You know, I actually do really hope Silver does show up in one of the movies because, like Shadow, Silver could use some redemption in the films, you know? I know, I'm one of the few people who don't like Shadow, so I'm probably one of the only people who felt he needed to be redeemed or whatever, but still. I do think Silver could benefit from a fresh take. Oh no. There's the ball. Oh, there's lasers just like right there. No! This might be my first game over my way. Oh shit! Yep. First game over. Wow. I got pretty far. Where did that actually land me? Like, how far back did that land me, just out of curiosity? Okay. Okay, so I can just jump right back into this level. Okay. Yeah, I'll keep going. I was debating on calling it quits, just out of frustration, if you know what I mean. Since I've done pretty well today, but I'm like, it would be really super early if I did call it quits here. So I'm gonna keep going for now. Again, at least for now. Maybe I'll call it quits after I beat the level, but for now I'm gonna keep going. Sorry, I was trying to kind of like figure out the proper button input to kind of get down what I need to do to make sure that I can like dash and then transition into gliding. So I don't know how I feel about these Iblis monsters, you know? I mean, I don't mind Iblis's design as a whole, albeit it is a bit generic. Like I kind of said last stream, it just kind of feels like it's a multi-armed fire version of Ultimate Chaos. But I have mixed feelings about these Iblis spawn, or whatever you want to call them. Again, they match Iblis, I guess, but in terms of like just generic grunt monsters for you to plow through, they look kind of dissonant from
Shadow,
just
I'll be looking out for your truth.
Shut up, Silver. From just like other Sonic enemies from throughout the franchise in general, you know? So it's like I don't hate them, but I also can't say that I'm in love with them either. You ever get one of those like sharp itches that kind of feels like you're being stabbed with a pin? Just had that. shit. Fuck me.
No!
That was just because my jump button didn't work properly again. At me, bro. I'll Phantom Ganon fight you. Okay, here we are. I have officially gotten to where I was before. Sorry, Silver, I need to resituate the camera before we move forward. I panicked, and did not end well for me. Excuse me. Having the hover makes dismounting that as Silver much less of a stressful task than it was for Sonic.
Those enemies look like they're guarding that door. Let's start by getting rid of them.
Shut up, Silver. It's almost as bad as Sonic just constantly saying, "The city's on fire!" awful. Oh, who am I kidding? All of the transitions between levels in this game are awful. It's nothing new, but... What? Dolphins! Ow. Come at me, bro. Says on me. Well, shit. Am I just fucked now? Yep, I think I'm just fucked now. It's like, those balls don't really stop moving, so how am I supposed to disembark while still moving forward, you know? Oh, lovely.
Baloo.
Isn't a good way of approaching that room. Alright, gotta do this all over again. Ugh. I do so well. Don't get a single game over. And then I get to this one section in this one level, and yeah. Seems like no matter what, if it's a ball, if it's this game and it has a ball, it will be the end of all hope.
Was this underwater? It's fine. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Everything is great. Everything is grand. I got the whole wide world in the palm of my hand. Let's have a song with somebody side sing along. No. So much no. look like they're guarding that door. Let's start by getting rid of them.
Oh my god, you've said that every single time we've entered one of these look-alike rooms, Silver. We get it. We need to deal with the enemies first. It's never going to change. No. Absolutely none of that was great, Silver.
That was easy.
Fuck you! Save, yay.
Ah! Hey, what are you doing? You've got to leave.
I have my duty. This living flame has been entrusted to the royal family.
Okay.
Flames of disaster will awaken if nothing is done. That must not happen. Eternal Sun. The living flame that has been entrusted to the royal family.
Mm-hmm.
Fall into slumber with a royal soul.
Yeah, let's just do this to my daughter because I'm a prick. Just I assume that's your daughter.
I'm sorry, but can you take her to a safe place? That's a good girl, Elise. Remember, be brave. Don't cry, no matter
Yeah, just
what happens.
repress your emotions. That's gonna be fucking
Otherwise,
helping.
your tears will call forth the flames inside you. Become a
Just
strong
repress
queen
the
who
feelings. Just
doesn't
repression.
cry,
That's
no matter
God.
what happens. And live happily.
That is such a stupid plot point. So this is what Sonic feels like.
Did you do it?
Yes. And you?
Yes. The flames are properly sealed. It's done. You're going to leave it behind?
Yes. I already know what becomes of it in the future. It's time to return.
Yes,
And that is such a stupid plot point. Like, the ceiling inside Elise is already kind of silly enough as it is. But the fact that it's like, don't cry at all, otherwise your tears will bring about the flames of disaster, that's just dumb. Okay, Silver, you're gonna create a time paradox, which will eventually result in the blue Chaos Emerald vanishing from
It's a lucky charm.
history, you know? So, you shouldn't do that.
Blaze.
What did you see?
The Iblis trigger wasn't Sonic the Hedgehog.
I see.
Crowd
They're
of
quite
people.
noisy.
Yes, I heard that the princess here left for Dr. Eggman's base in response to his earlier threat.
What if his ultimate objective was to release Iblis? I'm going to stop Dr. Eggman.
Okay. I'm stopping earlier than I normally would. I'm
Blaze,
I am
let's go
frustrated.
after him.
Plus, later today, we're going to do our sponsored stream. So, I do want to save some energy for that. So, yeah, join us later today, 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. We are going to do our sponsored stream. So, yeah, I hope to see you guys there. Have a good rest of your day.